This is Maury of Yasharal, coming to you with an astronomy lesson. Some people say that astronomy is demonic. Listen to this. Revelation chapter 12. And I saw a great wonder in the heavens, a woman clothed with the sun. The woman represents the children of Yasharal. Why does he call us a woman? Because we were disobedient against our master. And the moon under her feet. The course of the moon's path is light to the righteous. Listen to what Daud said. Thy word, O great and mighty Yah, is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. The course of the moon's path lights your way to the high priest, and 12 stars upon her head. 12 stars, 12 tribes, equals the children of Yasharal. Each tribe has their own star. Now listen to this. In verse 1, you have the sun, the moon, and the stars, speaking of only one group of people on the whole earth, the children of Yasharal. Look, the Gentiles even made a tool to measure the heavens. Today we're going to use AI. I will correct AI as we go. Let's begin. Here's the first question that I asked. Is the Metonic cycle a period of 19 years in astronomy? Here's AI's answer. Yes. The Metonic cycle is a period of 19 years in astronomy and chronology. It's a cycle where the moon's phases repeat on the same dates of the solar year. This cycle was discovered by Meton, an Athenian astronomer, in the 5th century BC. You see, brothers and sisters, nothing is discovered until the white man discovers it. Let me correct AI. And it's going to be simple. What about Hanuk? He knew everything about the heavens. And he was thousands of years before Meton. Did you know the Greeks have actually stated that everything they learned in Egypt? Here's a more detailed explanation, what it is. The Metonic cycle is a 19-year period during which the moon phases return to the same dates of the solar year. It is not the exact date because the moon falls behind the sun in the amount of 10 days every year. Discovery. It was discovered by Meton, an ancient Greek astronomer. We can dismiss with that. Significance. It's used for calendar makers because the same pattern of lunar phase and date in the year repeats every 19 years. They'll find themselves in the same position. Calculation. 235 lunar months, approximately 6,939 days, 16.5 hours, roughly equals 19 solar years, approximately 6,939 days, and 14.5 hours. Application. The Metonic cycle is used in the structure of luni-solar calendars. This is our focus. There's nothing wrong with the Metonic cycle. It's based on observation in astronomy. But when you decide to make a calendar, a luni-solar calendar, what you're doing in all reality is making adjustments using the rules of postponement, adding 13th months. Who created this? The Jews. So once you change this Metonic cycle on paper, It's useless now because you've gone outside of reality and went into a strong delusion. Here's the question. If you change the time on paper, add months to the calendar, does it change the rotations of the sun, the moon, and the stars in the heavens? Which one will Yah follow? His time or your adjusted time? Is he going to come to your time because you adjusted the calendar and said, this is the first month? No. This is the path that leads to eternal life. Very few find it. Why? Because most of our brothers and sisters are following the feast of the Gentiles. Let's go to the next question. Here's the next question. Is the equinox rooted in astronomy? Here's AI's answer. In astronomy, the vernal equinox marks the start of the astronomical spring in the northern hemisphere and the first day of autumn in the southern hemisphere. This occurs, listen now, this occurs when the sun crosses the celestial equator, meaning the sun comes down to the equator, and they say equinox. I want you to look in the book of Anu, look in Torah or the prophets, see if you see anything about an equator, or waiting 2 days for it to come to an equator. Moving from south to north, resulting in approximately equal lengths of day and night across the globe. Did you hear that? It's not equal day and equal night. It's approximately equal day and equal night. Why? Because they wait 2 days for the sun to come to the equator before they say it's the beginning of their solar year. It's typically around March 20th or 21st. Look for it in the book of Anu. See if you find March. See if you find the 20th or the 21st to tell you that it's the beginning of the solar year. None of this is in the book. This has all been created by demons and devils. You see, the Father chose the moon. The Gentiles chose the sun. Definition. The vernal equinox, also known as the spring equinox, is one of the 2 times a year when the sun is directly overhead of the equator. Look for it in the book of Hanuk, brothers and sisters. Leading to nearly equal durations of daylight and darkness around the planet. So the equinox is not rooted in time. It's rooted in astronomy through observation, but it's not rooted in time. It starts 2 days and some hours after the celestial event, which you will find in the book of Enoch, called sunrise, the first day of the year. Let's go to the next question. This one I had to trick AI into answering me. It was being very elusive, so I made a statement. In astronomy, the sun and moon returns to its starting position in 32 years. Here's AI's answer. The sun and moon do not return to the same relative position in the sky every 32 years. The statement is incorrect in that the sun and moon do not repeat their exact celestial positions every 32 years. While there are astronomical cycles related to eclipses and the phases of the moon, these do not correspond to a 32-year period. All right. Here's a more accurate explanation. The lunar solar cycle. Let's stop. When I first started, we used to say those things. Lunar solar. But later on, we found that there's no such thing. The moon doesn't have any light. The sun holds all the light. The light equals time. The sun transfers the light, the time, to the moon, and the moon is the display, and you can see all of Yah's time play out on the moon. So it's incorrect, AI, to say lunar solar cycle. It should be solar to lunar cycle. Okay, let's see what he has to say. The lunar solar cycle, which refers to the time it takes for the moon and the sun to reach the same relative alignment they were in at the beginning of the cycle. When was the beginning of the cycle? Genesis chapter 1 is approximately 33 years. I said 32. Why did they say 33? It's very simple. The moon falls behind the sun in the amount of 10 days every year. In 32 years, the moon would have fell behind in the amount of 320 days. So they're saying that it's going to take an extra year for the moon to match up to the sun. That's Gentile thinking. It's foolish thinking. Matter of fact, stupidity. They forgot something. There's Aliyam in the heavens, the leaders and the heads of the thousands who are over all the earth and over all the stars. They're the ones who make sure that the cycles, the moon and the sun and its alignments are perfect. Let me explain it to you. In 32 years, the sun will have an overplus of 320 days. The moon will have an underplus of 320 days. The leaders and the heads of the thousands who are over all the creation and over all the stars take the 320-day overplus of the sun, add it to the 320-day underplus of the moon, and the two will become equal. The sun will have 354 days, and the moon will have 354 days. Hanuk 72. Thus I saw their positions, how the moon rose and the sun set in those days. In order for the moon to rise, the sun had to go forth first, traverse across the sky for a full 12 hours. When it dipped below the horizon in the western sky, Hadash shows up. This repeats itself every month. The sun and the moon will go into conjunction. The sun will go forth first for a full 12 hours. 12 hours. 12 months. If you add up the 12 hours each month at the end of the year, you will have a 6-day overplus, just like it says in Hanuk 72. Then the Aliyam add the 4 intercalary days, and the moon will move away from the sun in the amount of 10 days. Would you like to see it? We've saved it for you. Only we can show you these things because no one was looking. March 18, 2018. We saw it. We were there for the Great Conjunction, which happens every 32 years. This year, an anomaly happened on Pope Gregory's calendar. It showed up. You see, the 32-year conjunction is through observation, through astronomy. But Pope Gregory's calendar is not rooted in astronomy. But in 2018, the Aliyam showed us the path of years, the beginning, when the sun and the moon came to its original starting position to show us the path that leads to eternal life. Now look on the bottom. I want you to see 17. Do you see it's underlined there? Got it. 17 represents the 364th day of the prior year. 18 represents the new year, the first day of the solar year. Okay, the Gentiles, their calendar has 366 days. What do they tell you? They say that their calendar has 365 days and a quarter, and they start their count at midnight, which is 365 days and 3/4 of a day. Then they add more hours to the calendar because they have to wait until the sun comes to the equator. Let me prove my point. Let me prove that the Gentiles have the wrong time. 17 is 364. 18 is 365. 19 is 366. 20 starts their year. Sometimes there's a few hours more, 14 hours, 13 hours, whatever it takes for the sun to come to the equator. Pope Gregory fixed his calendar, you know, the calendar that everyone is following their Sabbaths on, to the 21st. It's all an illusion. It's all a delusion. Now let's see how Yah's time works. The 17th is the 364th day of the year. The 18th is the first day of the new year, of the new solar year. On this day, there is equal day and equal night. When you come to the 20th, they'll tell you almost equal day, almost equal night. Okay, so the sun rose first. It traversed across the sky for a full 12 hours. When it dipped below the horizon in the west, look up top, Hadass showed up. In the evening, 1/2 of a 7th part. It equals 1/14th part of light. The sun had 354 days. The moon had 354 days. The 6-day overplus was added at the end of the year. The Alayam added the 4 intercalary days during the course of the year. And the next year, the moon would move away from the sun in the amount of 10 days, if we got it right. Let's see. March 8th, 2019. Look up top. Look at March 7th. Waxing crescent 1%. Came out in the evening. How does the day work according to the lunar event? From the evening of the 7th to the evening of the 8th makes a complete day. So your new moon's day would be on the 8th. Count 10 days from the 8th. You came to the 17th, didn't you? The moon has fallen behind the sun in the amount of 10 days. The moon has come out 10 days too soon, according to the Book of Jubilees. It's a natural occurrence. I already explained to you how it works. The 6-day overplus, plus the 4 intercalary days, the moon would fall behind the sun in the amount of 10 days. Then on the 18th, sunrise, the beginning of the solar year. This is very important. Most people don't believe that Yah did anything for us in the end of our 400-year captivity. But he did. He stretched forth his arm to the children of Yasharal, who are in the lands of their captivity, to show them the path of years, the path that leads to the high priest, the path that leads to eternal life. Listen to what it says next. Very few will find it. So now that you're on the path of years, you have to stay on it. You have to guard it. You have to watch it. You don't make any adjustments. It's futile. It's a delusion. It does not change the rotation of the sun, the moon, and the stars in the heavens. You can't twist his arm. You can't force him to come to your delusion. He's only going to follow his time. Now let me show you something that I found in the book of Yasharal that is mind-blowing. Yasharal, you would say Jasher 54, 18 to 21. 18. And he ordered them to bring before him his map of the stars. Who ordered this? Joseph. His name is Yahusep, whereby Yahusep knew all the times, not some. He knew them all. And Yahusep said unto Banyaman, I have heard that the Hebrews, the word is Abarya, are acquainted with all wisdom. We were very wise. Do you know anything about this? 19. And Banyaman said, Your servant is knowing also in all the wisdom which my father taught me. Abraham was first. He passed it down to Yatak. Yatak passed it down to Yaakov. And Yahusep said unto Banyaman, Look now at this instrument. I showed you an instrument in the intro. And understand where your brother Yahusep is in Egypt, who you said went down to Egypt. 20. And Banyaman beheld that instrument with the map of the stars of heaven. Remember, there was a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and 12 stars on her head. And he was wise and looked therein to know where his brother was. And Banyaman divided the whole land of Egypt into 4 divisions. And he found that he who was sitting upon the throne before him was his brother, Yahusep. And Banyaman wondered greatly. And when Yahusep saw that his brother Banyaman was so much astonished, he said unto Banyaman, What have you seen? And why are you so astonished? 21. And Banyaman said unto Yahusep, I can see by this. By what? By the instrument and by the map of the stars, that Yahusep, my brother, sits here with me upon the throne. And Yahusep said unto him, I am Yahusep, your brother. Don't reveal this thing unto your brethren. Behold, I will send you with them when they go away, and I will command them to be brought back again into the city, and I will take you away from them. This is magnificent. This is how powerful we were. But we lost it in all of these captivities. But the dry bones have come back to life now. We're taking back our heritage. We're taking back astronomy. And we're taking back our time. Shalom.